Depending upon the poll you look at, it's number 2 against number 3. The other matchups, Forest Lake on the road at Hill Murray, and White Bear Lake, looking for their first win of the year, is home against Roseville. In the North Suburban tonight, 5 games. Buffalo travels to Moundsview. The Mustangs under Gary Engen are 2-0. Centennial looks for their first win as they visit St. Francis. Elk River will play host to high-scoring Fridley. Irondale and Totino Grace meet at Totino Grace. And Spring Lake Park goes into Columbia Heights, and Dave Gerke got him surprised down there in his first year as head coach of the Highlanders. He's got them 2-0.
Well, they've got a super football tradition, too. Remember, it was about 10 years ago or less that they won a state football title. So
1979.
It's not like they haven't had success there. But the other game is the Stillwater-Anoka game. Anoka looked virtually unbeatable, but don't count out the ponies.
Let's take a break for our national anthem by the Coon Rapids High School Marching Band. Starting lineups for the Blaine Bengals under 7-year coach Dave Nelson and Steve Lucan's Coon Rapids Cardinals, and we'll do that right after this 60-second timeout.
Make sure the candidates you vote for care as much about children after they're elected.
There's a growing problem being left on the doorstep of every American. Last year, nearly 500,000 babies were born to teenage girls. The cost to our country was over $1 billion. But the human costs are incalculable. If we don't do something soon, we'll all have something to cry about.
At tight end, number 18, junior.
The Coon Rapids Cardinals have won the toss, and they have deferred, so they will get the decision in the second half. Blaine will receive, and they will defend the east end goal. Here's Mark Moberg with a look at the Bengals starting lineup.
The Bengals will start at split end, number 22, Chad Weeks. At the left tackle, Joe Procopio, number 61. At the left guard, Nate Hofer, number 71. At center, Brett Swanson, number 57. Right guard, Jeremy Larson, number 64. At right tackle, Chad Steinke, number 70. And the tight end is A.J. Kacharis, number 18. Quarterbacks who looked very good last week, number 11, Aaron Smith. And at left half, we'll see Dale Jansen, number 32, or possibly Brad Hannon, number 39. At fullback, Nate Dubovich, number 44. And, of course, at the right halfback, Jerry Reitan, who right now is a bit injured, but is expected to see action tonight. They're coached by Dave Nelson, who's been there 7 years, and, of course, had a championship in 1988.
Coon Rapids Cardinals defense of 44 four-man front. At end will be Jason Simler, a junior, 6'1", 172. The tackle, Sean Smith, number 63. He's 6 feet, 236, a senior. At the other tackle, Matt Lensmeyer, 6'3", 218, a senior. And defensive end, Shane Johnson. Johnson, number 47, 6 feet, 187, a senior. The linebackers, there are 3 along with the strong side safety. Brian Costi is an outside linebacker. He is number 49, 6 feet, 180, a senior. The inside backers, John Gunderson, a junior, wears number 55, 6 feet tall, 178, along with Troy Prisbilla. He's 5'11", 172, a junior. The strong side safety, Vern Muir, a junior, wears number 19. He's 5'11 and a half, 178. In the secondary, at the corners, sophomore Josh Johnson, 6 feet, 172, will wear number 33, along with Jeff Ellingson. Ellingson is 5'10", 134, and a junior. And the free safety, Don Kaiser, 6'1 and a half, 180, and a junior. So that is the starting defensive unit for the Coon Rapids Cardinals. The officials working tonight's game, the referee is Don Burtek, the umpire, Daryl Winsek, the linesman is Greg Swan. He is the line judge, and the head linesman is Rolf Erickson. So those are the 4 officials working tonight's football game. The Cardinals in their home uniforms, scarlet with white numbers, white football pants, the white helmet with a traditional Cardinal decal along the side, much like the Phoenix Cardinals. Blaine comes out in their navy blue football pants with white stripes, white jerseys with a Columbia blue numbers, which will be more difficult to read as this game progresses, and the white helmet with the Bengal paw along the side. Kaiser tees it up his 40-yard line, waits for the indication from Don Burtek, hits the football, high end-over-end kick. That's going to go in and out of the end zone. Kaiser had a lot of leg on that one, Coach, as he drives it right through the end zone for a touchback.
Well, I could use him right now. My kicker has got a bad leg, and that's a great kickoff to start the game.
Cardinals send their defensive unit out as Blaine starts at their own 20. We'll pick up the backfield. Aaron Smith calling the plays. Is breaking the huddle is Brett Swanson, the senior snapper. Bengals set a wide receiver to the right or far side. Smith under center. Wing left. Long count. Now he rolls out. Hands the football off. This is on the carry. I believe it's number 40. Let's see. Shane Johnson on the stop for the Coon Rapids Cardinals. Brad Hannon, I believe, was on the carry that time, number 39.
Looks right now like Right-Tan is in the ball game, and
they may use him as a decoy because he is definitely a threat to go. Jansen goes in motion right to left. They run that fullback straight ahead, and not much there as the Cardinals limit the ball carry to a very short gain. Let's call it about a yard on that carry as Coon Rapids got good penetration at the point of attack.
A key element tonight is to see how Coon Rapids defense handles this offensive line, which pretty much outweighs them per man on that front line. And it's going to be interesting to see how they can handle up over 4 quarters.
Enough yardage for the first down at the 31 of the Bengals. Now they shift. Wide receiver set to the right side. They come out in a double wing set. This is Right-Hand, cuts it outside, now takes it back in as he made a little stutter step, took it back inside, and picked up about 5 yards on the carry. Jerry Right-Hand, who suffered a thigh injury last week against Anoka, did not practice Monday, Tuesday, or Wednesday.
That was a simple sweep play, and the one thing I noticed was the quarterback is going out on a bootleg action. We can look for that to occur sometime later on in this game, a bootleg.
Man in motion to the right side. Smith gets the ball, hands the ball off on the sweep, and not much there as the player ran a lot of north and south and picked up a short gain on the carry.
Jason Osberg made the play that time, playing defensive end, and now has put Blaine in a situation of about a 3rd and 6.
Let's call it 3rd and 6 or a short 6, long 5 as Blaine comes out at their own 36-yard line. Aaron Smith under center. Jansen goes in motion. Reverse pivot. Smith sets up to throw. Got a man across the middle. Out across the 50 into Coon Rapids territory at about the 42-yard line. He hooked up with Kyle Marty, his split end, and they made the catch down to the Cardinal 42-yard line, but we've got a penalty flag going to be tacked on the play. Could have a face mask.
One thing it's always kind of surprised me is how on 3rd down play action passes work very well. That time they faked the run, went back, and hit the tight end coming across the field on a post pattern. You wouldn't think those linebackers would take those fakes in a situation on an obvious passing, but they sure did. There wasn't anybody near them.
Tack on 15 yards, and it's down to the Coon Rapids 27-yard line. This drive started at the Bengal 20. We had a man move early, and they were going to blow the play dead. That could cost the Cardinals an additional 5 yards, unless he was drawn offside. But it'll be an encroachment call, nevertheless. As the officials talk over the option. Dead ball foul, offside against Coon Rapids. So another 5 yards on top of the face mask call. So the Cardinals on successive plays pick up 20 yards in penalties.
Coaches just hate to see that. And, these young men are anxious to get off the ball and get into that backfield. And it's hard to say. Maybe the quarterback changes cadence, but whoever it was offside, it looked like 47 for Coon Rapids that time, got a little anxious.
That was Shane Johnson. Bengals send the right wing in motion. Handoff straight ahead. And not much as Coon Rapids, again, pinching in defensively on the nose. And in on the stop for the Cardinals is Sean Smith, the one of the interior linemen defensively. Pickup of 1, it'll bring up a 2nd down and 4. The line of scrimmage is the Coon Rapids 21-yard line. Just under 9 minutes remain here in this scoreless first quarter. Single back set for the Bengals. They send a wing in motion. Right hand got the handoff as he was swinging to his left. As he planted, he tried to cut, lost his footing, and went down. Brian Costi was right there, but we have a penalty flag on the field. And, Coach, now you got to make a decision if you're Coon Rapids. Do you take the penalty or do you take the yard loss on the last carry?
Well, I think against a team like Blaine that plays the wing T and they're basically running, you want to get them as many long yardage situations as you possibly can. And so they did accept the penalty on that play. I think that's a good move.
Ball comes back to the 26-yard line. 2nd down and 9. Again, a single back set for the Bengals. They send Jansen in motion. He gets the handoff, takes it outside. Saw he had not much there and then cut it back in. And the Cardinals, Don Kaiser, the free safety, comes up to put on the stop on Jansen. And they limit him to no gain on the play. It'll be 3rd and 9 from the Coon Rapids 26.
One thing I've noticed is both running backs for Blaine have had trouble with their footing, trying to make the sharp cut and cut back against the grain. Means the field may be either in poor condition or just a little bit of slipperiness out there.
Look for Smith to put it up. He hands the football off as they try to run right hand again, and right hand goes down on an ankle tackle. In on the stop was Vern Muir, the strong side safety, as he got into the legs of right hand and knocked him down. It'll bring up a pickup of 2, 4th down and 5. And will the Bengals are in a situation here, Coach, where they got to go for it with the ball deep in the Coon Rapids end?
One of the things so far that Coon Rapids has done a great job is their secondary has been up supporting the run. Here's a situation where play action pass could be very tough for them.
Slot right, wing left. They send Jansen in motion left side. He gets the handoff and goes off tackle, spins, and he's stopped well short of the 1st down against Sean Smith. The defensive tackle was the first man there on the stop. And on the turnover, Coon Rapids gets the football. We'll take a timeout. Be back with more high school football action in 30 seconds.
When it comes to escaping danger, this Minnesota Gopher knows that he needs two ways out of his burrow. If, for example, a wolverine or badger were to block one exit, he has another way out. In case of a fire at home, you also need to know two ways out. Goldie and I urge you to play it safe and plan your escape. For more information about home fire safety, call the Minneapolis Fire Department at 348-2546 or the St. Paul Fire Department at 228-6230.
The Cardinals open on their first possession as they hook up Pete Kutches, finds his split end Howard Johnson across the middle, and Highland, I guess it was Chris Highland, the wingback, across the middle, and Highland brings the football down into Bengal territory. Cardinals try to rush it straight ahead as Kutches faked the handoff. He's going to carry the football himself on a nice fake. He got to the outside and then was knocked down, but again picked up a nice gain on the play as Joel Tannum, the defensive end, made the stop.
And Kutches could have had more yardage, except the fullback and he ran into each other and kind of messed the play up and slowed him down from getting to the corner.
Kutches, one of the leading passers in the Metro, comes out in a single back set, again in that run and shoot offense, double slot. Now they send Marciniak in motion. Kutches on the fake, he's going to carry it himself, cuts it upfield, and he's going to get knocked down inside the 10-yard line. Pete Kutches faked the dive to the fullback, put it back in, and carried the football, but again, we've got a penalty flag down.
What a beautiful play. They run the inside veer, the same play that they ran to the right before, and now they turn around and run it to the left, and nobody was on the quarterback. Kutches, a great game, but it looks like it's for naught. The penalty seems to be against Coon Rapids.
And that it is. They're going to mark off the penalty. That comes with 6:20 left in this first quarter, and the Cardinals are going to get flagged 10 yards from the point of the foul as Kutches goes to referee Don Burtek for an explanation on the holding call. But they'll walk it off 10 yards from the point of the foul, and that will bring up a second down situation for the Cardinals.
It may explain why there was nobody on the quarterback. He may have been tackled.
That could very well be. It'll bring up second down, less than a yard to go for the Coon Rapids first down. Kutches quick set throws. He had Marciniak, but the whistle blew long before the play, so we'll check out the penalties. Dead ball foul. A legal procedure call against the Cardinals, so Coon Rapids now with 30 yards in penalties thus far in the first quarter, and we have played less than 6 minutes.
Well, that's a rule in high school football, and I'm not very excited about. They stop the play automatically on an offsides or a false start, and I think they ought to let them go ahead and finish the play and then give the team an opportunity. It just kind of destroyed the continuity of the game to me to do something like that and stop it, but that's the rule.
Knox splits out wide. He is double teamed. Kutches under center, long count, straight back drop, short three-stepper, throws, had a man, and overthrew his intended receiver. That was Jeff Marciniak, the wingback on the right side, who got open momentarily, and the pass was overthrown. It'll bring up a 3rd down and 5 for Coon Rapids from their own 36.
Coon Rapids in a one-back set, double slot. They're basically running everybody deep and trying to hit those two inside receivers in the seam. That time, Kutcher got hit right after he threw the ball and got up a little slowly.
Pete Kutches, 5'10", 170, the senior quarterback, sends a man in motion left to right. Again, a long count. He backpedals out, a blitz by the Bengals, avoids a tackle, throws on the run. Has got Knox. He eludes a tackler, and he brings the ball down for what should be enough for the Coon Rapids first down. Kutches to Knox.
He made a big play there because when he initially started this play out, it didn't look like it was going to be successful. He was able to elude the rush and then deliver the ball to the open person for the first down.
Pickup of 15 yards on that completion as the line of scrimmage down to the 21-yard line. From the 36 to the 21, the Cards go from there, first down and 10. Again, that single back set. Deardahl is the fullback. They send Marciniak in motion. Again, Kutchis runs the option and fakes to the dive man, Deardahl, pulls the ball back out. And Coach, he had a lane literally wide enough for a truck as they froze the Bengal defense.
What happened is the slot back was blocking the man who was supposed to cover the quarterback, did a super job, and therefore there was nobody on him.
Pickup of 15 yards by quarterback Pete Kutchis. The football is just outside the Bengal 10-yard line. Conceivably, Coon Rapids could pick up a first down without scoring. Kutchis again sends Knox split wide to the near side. Johnson to the far side. They hand it off straight ahead. That's Mike Deardahl, the junior fullback, going off tackle to the right side, and he picks up some tough yardage as he goes across the 10 to about the 9-yard line. So let's call it second down and a long 8 for the first down, 9 yards for a touchdown.
And so far an impressive drive. Remember, they've overcome 2 penalties on this drive to get down in scoring, or in the red territory as it's called, or red zone.
Again, Kutchis checks the defense. May have audible this time. Fakes the handoff, throws, got a receiver, and let's see whether he gets into the end zone. Marciniak was the intended receiver, and he came up with a catch shy of the end zone, about the 1 foot line.
Kutchis put the ball on the money, and the impressive thing is there was somebody coming from the backside who gave him a heck of a shot after he delivered the ball, and he put it right on the money. Is it first and goal, or?
No, I think it's third down at the 2. They're going to rule that his knee was down at the 2-yard line, and with that, the Cardinals are going to take a timeout. When we come back, it'll be third down and about a yard and a half for the first down, 2 yards for the touchdown. We'll be back right after this 30-second timeout.
Mommy!
Hot water, it can burn like fire. To prevent scalds, keep your hot water temperature below 120 degrees Fahrenheit.
Don't get burned. Keep hot water cool. A message from the Minneapolis Fire Department.
Jeff Ferguson talking to his defensive team, and who are now standing in the, or kneeling in the end zone, and Steve Lukens, who is the head coach at Coon Rapids and also the offensive coordinator, talking things over with his charges. We're at about the 15-yard line. Blaine got the opening kickoff, moved the ball down impressively, and then gave it up on a fourth down situation. Coon Rapids on the first play moves right down the field and got a big pass completion, and now they're knocking on the door as we're ready to go. No score in the football game. It's the Bengals and the Cardinals here in the Twin Cities Suburban. Kutchis under center. Single back set. That's Deardahl. Cardinals send a man in motion. Kutchis fakes the handoff, and he takes it in himself as he goes off tackle to the left side. Faked the dive to the fullback, and then Kutchis snuck it in behind Lurkey and Werner, the left tackle and left guard respectively. Nice execution, Coach. The Bengals reacted to the first move.
That's the old veer follow play, and it's a great football play, especially short yardage, because most short yardage defenses do not have somebody assigned to the quarterback, and in this case they took advantage of that and were able to score.
The score comes with 3:58 remaining here in the first quarter. The point after touchdown by Kaiser is no good. So Coon Rapids leads in our football game 6-0. Mark and I will be back with the Cardinal kickoff in 60 seconds.
Half of the people in America get their drinking water from groundwater. Yet each year, more and more groundwater is being lost to contamination. Gasoline, heavy metals, and exotic chemicals are leaching through the soil and into the water that serves our rural and urban communities. Where does this waste come from? Pesticides and insecticides that provide us with an abundance of food. Industrial chemicals that are used to manufacture our digital watches, microwave ovens, and synthetic clothes. Even our household cleaners often contain toxic substances. Sooner or later, all of these substances are put on land or into landfills where they can leach into groundwater. The average household produces a minimum of 1 pound of hazardous waste each year. In a medium-sized community, that can mean 10 tons of hazardous waste in the local landfill. Before you put anything in the ground, ask yourself if you want it in your water. Protect your groundwater and protect your health. A message from the Fresh Water Society and the National Water Alliance, brought to you by the Dayton-Hudson Foundation.
Again, Don Kaiser kicks the football through the end zone for the Cardinals, so it'll come out to the 20-yard line. Blaine will start. Aaron Smith is under center. One back set. They send Jansen in motion. He gets the handoff, tries to sweep to the far side, and picks up good yardage as the Bengals got good blocking up in front. Let's see where they rule his knee down, as Jansen was the ball carrier that time.
Bruce, I think you've got to be very impressed with that opening drive by Coon Rapids. They were able to overcome 2 penalties, which Blaine was not able to overcome. If you remember the big penalty they had down here in Coon Rapids territory, and that's the difference so far in this football game.
Jansen picked up 5 yards on that last carry. Aaron Smith checks the defense of Coon Rapids. Reverse pivot, inside handoff, right hand. He stood up and driven back, but he got very close to that yard marker. Let's give him a pickup of 1. It'll set up a 3rd down. Coach, let's call it 3 yards to go for the first down.
And that was a tough 2 yards because as right hand cut up the middle, somebody met him helmet to helmet and knocked him backwards.
Not sure which one of the linebackers made that stop, but that was, as you said, a big league hit. Again, Blaine splits a wide receiver to the near side. Smith sets up, throws, pass is intercepted. John Gunderson, I believe, for the Cardinals, comes up with a football. We'll take a look at the instant replay as Gunderson comes up with a big INT.
I think we're going to see from this replay, we couldn't see it there, it was close to an interference call, but the defensive back on that side made a nice play. It was Shapolsky, I guess, number 17, and he forced the tip ball for the interception.
Gunderson comes up with the interception. Coon Rapids gets the football back in excellent field position. Pete Cutchess, the senior quarterback, drops, sets, throws. He's got Knox there and overthrows his intended receiver into the end zone. Cutchess had plenty of time to throw the football, good blocking up front, and he had Knox, who had beaten the defender, but the pass just overthrown.
One thing I'm sure he's taught is when you're in this run and shoot and you're trying to hit those fade patterns down the sideline, the worst thing you can do is throw it into the defender's hand. You always want to lead those to the outside, and he just put a little bit too much on it that time.
2nd down and 10. The line of scrimmage remains the Bengals' 35-yard line. Deerdahl remains the single back set as they come out in a double slot formation. Marciniak is the motion man to the left. Cutchess rolls that way. He's going to carry the football. This is not an option run throw. It was a quarterback run all the way as he came out. And Cutchess, a pretty good size quarterback, and he likes to run the ball.
It looked like it was going to be a speed option play in which the fullback was going to lead, and he'd have somebody for the pitch man, but there was no pitch man. I don't know if that was a broken play or just a design sweep. All I know is he did get some decent yardage off of that play.
Pickup of 7 by Cutchess down to the 28-yard line of the Bengals. 3rd down and 3. Knox split wide to the near side. Tansky is the wide man to the far side. And Deerdahl carries the football as he goes off tackle to the right side, and we'll see whether he got the necessary yardage for the Cardinal first down. Yes, he's got it. The official took a look quickly to the sidelines and then immediately gave us the signal. 1st down and 10 for Coon Rapids.
Well, this is a big play here. I think Blaine, this drive has got to stop this Coon Rapids team. I don't think you want to let this young club get on top of you 13 or 14 to nothing.
1:05 left here in the first quarter. Bernie Knox splits wide to the near side. Jeff Marciniak is the man in the slot. Deerdahl remains the single back set. Now they send a motion man. That's Highland. Kutch's going to carry it himself, was going to swing it wide, saw a defender, cut it back inside, and battled out and picked up some short yardage. But Pete Kutch is very much a threat to carry the ball.
He doesn't have great speed, but he does a nice job of faking the ball and handling it. That time it was a design boot play. Didn't look like they had any receivers coming across, but it seemed to be designed to run the football all the way.
2nd down and 8. Johnson brings the play in from the near sideline for Coon Rapids. He is split out wide to the left or far side. They send Marciniak in motion. Again, a fake to the fullback. Now the pitch to Marciniak, and we've got a penalty flag down. Coach, I think we've got a forward pass or a forward lateral, and that play will come back.
That's one of the dangers of running an option offense is if you don't pitch behind the line of scrimmage and your trail back gets ahead of you downfield, it's an illegal pitch, and that's I think the call on this play.
It certainly is, as the pitch man was in front of the quarterback, so that will go for naught, and Coon Rapids will be looking at a penalty as the referee is about to pace off give us the indication. And it's a 5-yard walk-off, but a loss of the down on the illegal forward pass.
I know one of the things we have to teach pitchmen downfield is they need to slow down and let the quarterback get ahead of him in case he pitches and to make sure it's not an illegal forward pass as that was.
Tansky comes into the game with the play from Steve Lukens. Again, Knox split out wide to the near side. Quarterback Kutchis under center. Checks the defensive deployment. Now a man in motion. That's Highland. Kutchis rolls right, throws on the run, and just underthrows his intended receiver. We'll take a look at an instant replay on that, Mark. Tough throw on the run for Kutchis.
Well, they make a play-action fake, and Kutchis comes out to the right. His receiver was open, but there wasn't a whole lot of field left. He had to put the ball right on the money, and it was a little bit overthrown.
Bring up a 4th down and 11. Don Kaiser presumably will try a field goal. Be about a 38-yard field goal attempt. The ball is down. The kick is on the way. Has he got enough leg? No, the kick is wide to the right side, so Kaiser's field goal attempt is no good as the clock runs out in the first quarter. Our score is Coon Rapids 6, Blaine nothing. Mark and I'll be back with the second quarter of play from Coon Rapids in 60 seconds.
Today, our water is in danger. We can't see it or taste it, but America's groundwater is being contaminated by chemicals, fertilizers, and household trash buried in landfills. Before you put anything in the ground, ask yourself if you want it in the water that you drink. To protect your groundwater and your health, call 1-800-882-8289 for a free groundwater information packet.
Come on, wake up! Teenagers can get AIDS. Straights can get AIDS. Women can get AIDS. So protect yourself and your friends from the AIDS virus found in semen and blood. Choose either not to have sex or use a condom during sex. And never share needles. We all are one in the fight against AIDS. For information about young people and AIDS, call the AIDS line.
There's that quick pitch. And the Bengals start from the 25, which was the line of scrimmage on that field goal attempt. And they run that quick pitch. Jerry Right-Hand carried the football, and Right-Hand picked up 6 yards on the carry. They come out trips to the right side, get that ball into Right-Hand's hands on a quick count.
They almost have to because Costi and Mir and some of these defensive backs are filling so fast they need to get an extra blocker over to that side.
Single back set. Slot is set to the left or the far side. They send Right-Hand in motion, gets the handoff, and man, a little problem with the handoff, but Coon Rapids got great penetration. Shane Johnson, defensive end, 6-footer, 187, in on the stop.
So far as you look at this football game, The offense and defensive lines of Coon Rapids have started to take control. I'm sure Coach Nelson is a little concerned right now about the way his team is performing. They dodged the bullet
early
last series, but they've got to get something going here on offense because this is a spirited Coon Rapids team. They are coming after them.
Cardinals come in 2-0 with a non-conference win over Armstrong. And again, they scored 20 points in the fourth quarter and came back last week to defeat White Bear Lake 15-12. And the Bengals, on the other hand, had a big lead against Park Center, only to see it go down in the fourth quarter, 37-32. And let's see whether we got whether that big defensive play by the Cards' Josh Johnson came up with a big defensive play, and that's going to set up a fourth down, and the Bengals will send John Frank into the game to kick the football away. Frank stands back about 15 yards. Good snap. Cardinals send back one man deep. He calls for a fair catch and drops the football. It's loose, and Blaine comes up with it. Called for the fair catch. I thought had the ball, it came loose, and the Bengals recovered it. Don Kaiser was the guy who gave it up.
Sometimes that happens when a young man makes a decision late, and it seemed like he decided at the last second to call fair catch, and after he made the signal, he didn't get his hands down quick enough to catch the football.
Blaine gets a break here as they were forced to kick it away on fourth down. They start in Coon Rapids territory. Smith rolls left, throws, looks, he's got a receiver, and on the catch is the tight end for the Bengals. That is A.J. Kachiris, the tight end, who came up with the catch. It'll bring up a pickup of 8 yards on that completion, sets up a second down and 2. Early here in the second quarter, the Cardinals on top, 6-zip. Aaron Smith moving his offense, sends a man in motion. They try to run a sweep, and not much there as the ball carrier is forced to bring it back inside and go off tackle. It's Shane Noga, 5'7", 150-pound junior on the carry as Vern Muir, the strong safety, made the tackle.
That's the third time tonight a Blaine running back has had some territory to run to, and his feet have just gone out right from underneath him.
Bengals send a play in from the sidelines, coming in from Ray Kirsch, the offensive coordinator. Swanson breaks the huddle. He'll bring out his offensive line. They come out in a slot left, wing right. Slot man comes in motion, and they get the ball into the hands of Jansen, and Jansen busts it through in a hurry as he goes on a quick opener and carries the football deep into Coon Rapids territory.
The Coon Rapids defense has been charging hard, penetrating, doing the types of things that really disrupt offenses. One of the best weapons is a quick trap, and that trap was very successful.
Pickup of 12 yards on that carry by Jansen. Jansen now shifts to fullback as they come out in that single back set. And Jansen carries it again, this time behind the left side of his line. Nate Hofer, Brett Swanson, and Joe Procopio. And a gain of 2 on the carry. Bengals again continue to use the shuttle system with their split ends. A gain of 2, second down and 8 yards to go for the first down. Jerry Wrightan, ever dangerous, is on the wing to the right side. Now he's the motion man, gets the handoff, tries to get to the corner, and he's ripped down. And I thought I saw a penalty flag down on the field. And I think we're going to have a clip or a hold coming up against the Bengals. Okay. Shane Johnson is the guy who made the stop.
Shane Johnson made an outstanding play. For a second, it looked like he may have come in a little bit too far inside, and Wrightan might be able to get around him, but he was able to get the hands on the pad and make a nice play.
Cardinals decline the penalty. A legal procedure call against Blaine, so Coon Rapids declines the penalty. It'll set up a third down and 8 situation. 3rd and 14, check it, in Coon Rapids territory. Aaron Smith under center, slot left. He drops back to pass, got some time, looks, throws to his left side, got a man there, and touchdown in the corner as the Bengals hook up. Aaron Smith hooks up with a man in the end, far corner of the end zone for the touchdown. We'll look at it again here on the instant replay.
Bruce, I'm not sure we're going to see a better thrown ball all year long. Nice play action fake. He steps up, throws, watch it drop right in the receiver's hand over a defender. Incredible play for a touchdown.
The pass completion from Smith to right hand covered 21 yards for the touchdown, and Blaine now will go for the point after. The ball is down, the kick is no good, wide to the left side. It was a poor snap, a poor hold, and the kicker really never had a chance. That was Zach Erickson.
Again, I can't speak too much. Last week, Aaron Smith needed to have a good second half for Blaine. He came out and performed very well, and this was a huge play here.
Check the score with 7:44 remaining in the first half. It's Coon Rapids 6, Blaine 6. We'll be back with the Bengal kickoff in 30 seconds. Erickson's short kickoff fielded by the Cardinals, and they bring the football back, and they have a good field position. Matt Gillespie was the return man for Coon Rapids, and the Cardinals, again, with the football in good field position, they will start from their own 27-yard line. Cutchess has them break the huddle. He sends Howard Johnson wide to the near side. Highland is the slot man that way. Knox split wide to the far side. Again, they send Marciniak in motion. He gets the pitch, needs a block as he gets to the corner. And he did get somewhat of a block from Deerdahl, but good play by Shapolsky as he came up from the secondary to put the tackle on Marciniak.
Coon Rapids been running this run and shoot offense, mostly throwing the ball, handing the ball to the fullback, quarterback keeping it. That's the first time we've seen him pitch the ball to the halfback on the sweep.
2nd down and 6 for the Cards. Credit Marciniak with a pickup of 4. Highland in motion left to right. Roll out by Cutchess to the right side, gets some blocking, pulls the football down, avoids a tackle, and stays on his feet and fights his way forward and picked up, Coach, what looked like it was going to be a loss, and he turned it into some positive yardage.
And even more impressive than that was the left defensive end for Blaine. Tannum missed him the first time and was able to get off the ground and come back and catch him again. A great effort by Tannum that time.
He combined with Blake Nelson for the stop defensively for Blaine. Deerdahl comes out of the lineup. We'll see if we can't pick up the new Cardinal fullback. That may be Mark Cotter. Cotter is number 46. Again, the Cardinals come out in that wide open set. Roll out left, now looks, throws right. They got it set up. Cotter with the catch, and he's got the first down and more. Roll left, and then they set up this fullback screen to the right side. Well conceived.
I really appreciate this offense. You don't see it that much so far in high school, although I guarantee you'll see more and more of this run and shoot. But they fake the rollout left, turn and throw the screen back to the right. I think they caught everybody by surprise.
Out to the 39-yard line where it's 1st down and 10. The Coon Rapids Cardinals in their own end. Cutchess, 5-step drop, throws. He's got a man out there. That's Knox, makes, and I think he dropped the football. Let's see. Pass is incomplete. Let's take a look at that one, Tony. See if we can't roll that one up again. That could have been 6 points.
It looks like he dropped the ball, although he may have been out of bounds.
Go ahead, Mark.
Yeah, he did. A definite drop. Dropped the ball all the way, but it would have been very close as to whether he was in bounds had he caught the ball. But one thing they're doing is putting pressure on these corners and keeping them from supporting the run game.
Cutchess has a single back set. Now they're going to send Highland in motion to the right side. And the Cardinals hit Marciniak on the reverse. He's coming down the near sidelines and is dragged out of bounds in front of the Coon Rapids bench, but not before he gets inside the Bengal 40-yard line. Well conceived. Let's take a look at it again.
And folks, again, this is set up by Coon Rapids' ability to put heat on the corners so they can't come up and support. Here's a corner was downfield running as this running back came out of the backfield. He was running downfield with his receiver, could not come up to support the run.
Shapolsky was the guy who made the stop. Double slot formation, much like the Detroit Lions. Going in motion is Highland. Cutchess again, drops straight back, buys some time, now sprints out, looks downfield. He's going to put it away and take it upfield and pick up some yardage, but some heavy heat on Pete Cutchess. He looked, he ran out of time and very wisely put the football away and picked up some yardage.
Again, another great weapon of this type of offense. You have 4 receivers spreading out the defenders all across the field. Nobody really is designated in some of these situations to cover the quarterback. He breaks, contain, gets outside, and turns what probably should have been a loss into about a 7-yard gain.
Marciniak and Cotter check back into the game for Coon Rapids. Keith Tansky, the split end, is wide to the near side. He is part of that messenger system. Again, Highland goes in motion. Cutchess going to keep it himself as he runs to the outside, faked the handoff inside, kept the football, and attacked the corner. And I think he's going to come up short of the first down.
That time I think they ran the speed option the way it was designed. That time he didn't have a pitchman with him. Remember the time he ran it before, there was nobody there.
That's true. That was Marciniak last time. But it'll bring up a 3rd down and 1.
And probably would have been a pitch, but he misread it a little bit, but he probably should have pitched at that time.
3:35 remaining here in the second quarter. Game tied at 6. Again, that single back set. They hand the football off fake it to the fullback Cotter and get it to Marciniak, and that really didn't fool anybody. On the pitch to Marciniak, try to run a sweep to the near side. Sapolsky comes up out of the defensive secondary to make the stop. Sapolsky 5'10", 160, a junior.
I know Coon Rapids head coach can't be very happy with that because you don't want your backs running laterally on 3rd down and 2. He should have gone upfield and gotten a yard and a half and made it 4th down and inches instead of 4th and 2.
Well, that's the situation, as you correctly stated. 4th down and 2 yards to go for the first down. Man in motion, Marciniak. Fake handoff. No, they handed it off to Durdal, and we'll see, or Cotter, the fullback, and we'll see where his forward progress is marked. He needed a yard and a half, maybe almost 2 yards for the first down. I don't know whether he's got it or not. I would suspect we'll see the chains come in from the far side. This is an important measurement.
It's going to be tight, Bruce. I think this is really going to be tight here.
The score here with 2:40 left in the second quarter is Blaine 6, Coon Rapids 6. Cardinals scoring in the first quarter. Blaine coming back on an Aaron Smith completion. And Cotter got the necessary yardage for the first down to the Bengal 29. Coach, that's a big play.
And from our angle, it looked a lot closer than that, but actually it was more than the length of the football. They had the first down.
Well, as you said, more often than not, a game that will be decided on the line of scrimmage is who controls the line of scrimmage. And We'll see how this thing continues to unfold. Again, that one-back set. Highland goes in motion to the right side. Cutchess again with the long count, rolls right, and he's going to run the football. He's got some yardage, takes it to the outside, and gets down inside the 15-yard line. I think, again, it was a rollout run all the way. He took a look, and a nice run there by Pete Cutchess as Shapolsky, the nose guard, ran him down to make the stop, along with the free safety, Chad Weeks.
I think you'll notice on our replay that the Bengals left defensive end, Downing, took an inside rush, which set this whole play up. It was really designed to be a pass. But one thing on an offense such as this, a sprint out offense, we always tell our quarterbacks, take the sure yards, don't throw the football unless you have to. And there was another first down.
A first down and 10 for the Cardinals as Blaine asked for a timeout. And one of the ironies of this game, and I guess it's a win-win situation for Lowell Cutchess. He's been a 17-year coach with the Blaine Bengal football team, and his son Pete Cutchess is the Coon Rapids quarterback, so it's a no-lose situation for a truly nice guy, Lowell Cutchess.
Well, so far he's performed very well tonight, and Cutchess has made some big plays, but also you have to credit his offensive line, and particularly his backs, because his backs are making the key blocks to spring him loose to the outside. They're the ones that are cutting down the defensive ends and hooking them in, and I'm very impressed with Coon Rapids right now.
Ball is at the 14-yard line of Blaine. Let's tell you who those interior linemen are for the Cardinals. Rob Lurkey is the left tackle, Ryan Werner the left guard, Jeff Ozaski is the center, Jade Werner the right guard, and Jeff Lavore is the right tackle. Again, Cutchess under center, long count. Marciniak is the motion man to the left side. Roll out by Cutchess, looks, throws for the end zone. The ball is deflected and almost intercepted as he had Knox lined up in the end zone for 6, but the ball is tipped. It goes incomplete, second down and 10.
John Frank with excellent coverage. At the last second, he was able to turn, find the ball, and get his hand and tip it away.
John Frank makes this play defensively. Johnson back into the game. Coming out is Tansky. Again, they use those two left ends as their messengers to deliver the plays to the quarterback. Double slot set. We'll check and see if we get a motion man. Yes, they send Marciniak to the near side. Quick set by Cutchess, looks left, throws to the right side, got his completion, and hooks up on a quick slant to the right side, a pickup of 9. It'll bring up a third down and 1.
Bernie Knox takes a 3-4 yard pass, uses his quickness, breaks it back to the inside, and makes a key third down and 3 play with about 1:36 to go in the half.
Third down and 3. Deep in the Bengal territory. Cutchess would like to get 6 before going in at intermission. Hands the football off. This is Mark Cotter. Nothing doing as Cotter gets stacked up at the line of scrimmage for no gain. It'll bring up a 4th down and 2 as good play there by Morono and Sokolsky and the defensive line.
Well, Coon Rapids has had a lot of successful plays tonight, or plays that seem to be working. That one has not gained him a whole lot of yardage.
With that, the Cardinals take a timeout. We'll be back with more high school football action from Coon Rapids. Our score, the Cards 6, the Bengals 6. We'll be back right after this. Change your tape.
Down and how to play again off of Brenzel. That'll be another throw-in for Champlin. Again, the team seem to be doing better against the wind, which is a little bit crazy. That's the way it is so far.
football. He sends Marciniak in motion, and he's going to get hit and knocked straight back. I think he might have got his leg locked in with one of his offensive linemen. Looked like he got tripped up and fell straight back, unless the Bengals got tremendous penetration.
I think we'll see on the replay that the defensive left tackle came through untouched and made the play. Either it had to be a missed assignment up front.
That's exactly right. He did. He just busted right through, and somebody missed it a block. So Blaine dodges a bullet here, and they start deep in their own end. First down and 10. And is carrying the football that time for the Bengals is Brad Hanna, the junior running back, and he picks up some good yardage on that play. That'll be enough for a first down. But let's check a penalty flag down as they talk things over with the Coon Rapids Cardinals. Dead ball foul. Dead ball, personal foul penalty against Coon Rapids.
This could be a very vital penalty right now. There's only 34 seconds. The clock easily would have been run out. Now Blaine's in a position. They do have a young man who can throw the football, and they're in a position to score here with only 34 seconds to go in the half.
They started deep in their own end, but by virtue of the Jansen run and then the 15-yard personal foul penalty, Blaine with the football near the midfield. Smith lays it out, looking for a man to run under it, and the pass is incomplete along the far side, and they just ran a sideline route, Coach. It was just kind of a foot race.
Yeah, it looked like Weeks or one of those wideouts ran a streak down the sideline. He tried to lay it up in his hands. One thing, Smith is getting hit every time after he delivers the ball. I'm looking out there, and he's on the ground. So Coon Rapids is really coming after these guys.
They are really, as Coach Boberg said, coming off the football. Smith hands it off, and as he does, he gets drilled and knocked down, but the Bengals carry the football. This is Jerry Rightan down into Coon Rapids territory. Nice run there by Jerry, and Coach, let's have you describe that on the replay.
A simple sweep play, and watch the guards come around the corner untouched. There they are, nobody to impede them. Rightan makes the cut, and a first down with 14 seconds left, and a timeout for Blaine.
Coach, one would assume that the Cardinals will drop back maybe 5 or 6 men deep and have them play very soft and allow the pass completion underneath. What they don't want to give up is the long ball.
And with 14 seconds left, and I think Blaine may have one timeout remaining. That's not a lot of time to be able to maneuver this distance. They still got quite a ways to go. They just can't do anything stupid here that gives them an easy touchdown.
Ball at the Bengal 46-yard line, first down and 10, but again, only 14 seconds remain on the clock. At halftime, we will talk with Interim Superintendent Bob Gander of Anoka Hennepin District 11, and we'll also have some statistics courtesy of Mr. Steve Oline. Smith drops back, looks right, now throws left, and the ball is an incompleted pass. The play set up to the near side as he faked the pass to his wideout that time, and then looked back to the left side and just couldn't hook up with Jerry Rattan for the pass completion. 4 seconds fall off the clock.
I think Smith would have liked just a hair bit more time to deliver that football, but Sean Smith, I don't think they're related, but certainly they got very acquainted on that play as Smith buried him into the ground right after he threw it.
With that, Ray Kirsch will come out to talk to his offensive unit, and I think it'll be Mark O'Neill out for Coon Rapids to talk to the Cardinals. And while we've got this time, we will be back with more high school football action right after this 30-second timeout.
All I want to do is get some sleep.
If you're tired of running, there is somewhere to turn. Call the Covenant House 9 line. help you get off the street, find a hot meal and a place to stay. Stop running. Call the 9-line.
The Bengals break the huddle. They come out over the football. They come out in a two-back set with a slot left. Wide receiver set that way. Hand the ball off to Wright-Tan. He breaks one tackle, tries to cut back, breaks a second as he has his hand down on the arm. And boy, is he exciting to watch carry the football.
Yeah, but I'll tell you, you have to be pretty lucky to run that sweep for the touchdown down here. I probably would have gone with a Hail Mary. What the heck, you had nothing to lose on one of those plays, but Nelly decides to play it safe and go in with a 6-6 game, and I think right now Blaine's got to feel pretty fortunate to be tied since they've been outplayed since about the middle of the second quarter.
Well, Coach, it has been a game of big plays, and the teams have executed a couple of big plays individually on both offense and defense. Coon Rapids had a chance to make a 12 or 13-0 football game, couldn't put it in. The Bengals moved it down the field, and they got, by virtue of a 15-yard penalty, got the ball in good field position and ran out the clock.
So far, I've been impressed with Coon Rapids' offense and defensive lines. They've done a very fine job so far. And one of the problems Blaine is having is the great support that the Coon Rapids secondary has been giving on this running game. And I think Nelly's probably got to go to the play-action pass on first down and try to catch these kids thinking run, get them up, and maybe hit a big pass on them to kind of open this game up.
We are at halftime. Again, the folks on hand will be entertained by the Coon Rapids Cardettes. We're going to take a timeout and be back with our halftime guest right after this 2-minute message.
Last year, 125,000 junior high school students took a very simple test and failed.
Leave me alone, just let me groove with my tubes. Don't just plop in front of the TV because you've got nothing else to do. Gotta have that, Mama, can I buy that? Watch out for overeating. Don't be a couch potato. Not me.
I'm gazing at the ocean, I'm thinking to myself, you know, drugs really didn't work for me. It was a little too 70s, and now we're into the 80s, and you know what the 80s are at? You know what I do in the 80s? Push-ups. The last thing I'm here to do is point the finger and tell you not to do drugs. Any fool knows that drugs ain't cool.
Brought to you by MTV, RAD, and your local cable system.
Halftime is Blaine 6, Coon Rapids 6, and as the folks here on hand watching tonight's game are being entertained by the Coon Rapids Cardettes, the school's dance line. I mentioned earlier our special halftime guest is Bob Gander, the interim superintendent of schools of Anoka, Hennepin District 11. Bob, Lou Finch, after 15 years at the helm, decided that Colorado got the Rocky Mountain High and decided to go out to Colorado and become the superintendent out in Jefferson County, Colorado, after a long tenure here at District 11.
that's right. I guess he was attracted by the mountains and the area that he used to live in, and he's having a good time.
After he announced his resignation, the school board of Anoka Hennepin District 11 appointed you as the interim superintendent. Tell us about some of the things, the job, and what it entails since you've held it since the 1st of July.
Well, it wasn't any real surprise, the types of things that I dealt with. I had worked very closely with Dr. Finch for several years and saw most of the things that were going on firsthand. I think one of the big differences I've seen is dealing with just a wider variety of people, and particularly more people in the community, and that's been a very interesting aspect of the job.
I'm sure that it has. One of the exciting things as far as the future of the district, of course, lies in September of 1992. That is the target date for the new Champlain Park High School to open its doors.
That's right. Plus, we moved to a middle school organization at that time, and that will mean moving the 6th graders out of the elementary schools into what are now the junior highs, and moving the 9th graders out of the junior high level and into the senior high level. Lots of planning that needs to be done in preparation for it, and maybe one of the most exciting things is some boundary changes that we have, and that will always create interest out there.
Well, I'm certain that it will. I had an opportunity to speak to a group last spring about a subject, and unfortunately that evening the subject of elementary school boundaries was on the agenda, and I know that the people who have children in school look at that in a very serious manner.
Oh, absolutely, and the planning for that will be starting right away this school year, and there are some committees that are being formed right now at all 3 levels, the elementary, the middle school, and the senior high school level, and there'll be lots of opportunity for people to have input into that process as it moves along. So hopefully with that input, we'll make some good decisions.
Part of the bond issue that was approved by the voters in District 11, besides calling for the construction of a new high school on the Champlain-Brooklyn Park border, also called for a tremendous improvement here at Coon Rapids High School.
That's right, and we'll be authorizing the bids, or the board should be authorizing the bid on that project at the next school board meeting a week from Monday. We expect to have the bids approved in October and get started on that project, and hopefully have that ready by next school year.
So that also is